Hello students, today we will discuss about preoperative evaluation of cardiac murmurs. In preoperative clinics, we should determine the cause of cardiac murmurs and we must distinguish between significant murmurs and clinically unimportant murmurs. The functional murmurs occurs as a result of turbulent flow across the aortic and pulmonary outflow tracts. These benign murmurs occur with high outflow states such as hyperthyroidism, pregnancy, and anemia. The diastolic murmurs are always pathologic and require further evaluation. The regurgitant disease is tolerated perioperatively much better than stenotic disease. The murmurs are graded according to their loudness. The grade 1 murmur, faint murmur, that can be heard with difficulty. Grade 2 murmurs are faint but easily heard. Grade 3 murmur, moderately loud, without thrill. Grade 4 murmurs are loud with palpable thrill. Grade 5 is very loud but still needs a stethoscope. And grade 6 murmurs, the murmur heard without a stethoscope. The location of the murmur and changes in the intensity maneuver can guide to diagnose us. This shows the descriptions of the murmurs according to the cardiac abnormalities. In aortic stenosis, the murmur is located at second parasternal interspace and the timing is mid-systolic. This aortic stenosis murmur is crescendo, decrescendo. It radiates to carotids. S3, S4 may or may not be present. And the Valsalva and sustained hand grip exercise decreases the intensity. Now we will see the description of murmur in aortic insufficiency. In aortic insufficiency, murmur is located at third or fourth parasternal interspace. The timing is hollow diastolic. This murmur is decrescendo, blowing, high pitched. It radiates to the carotids. Austin Flint rumble at the apex. During squatting position and hand grip exercise leads to forward increase in the intensity. Now we will see the description of murmur of mitral stenosis. The murmur of mitral stenosis is located at apex. It is mid diastolic. The opening snap is present. It is low pitched rumble. It radiates to axilla. The squatting and hand grip exercise increases the intensity of murmur of mitral stenosis. During mitral regurgitation, the murmur is located at apex. The timing is hollow systolic. This murmur is high pitched, blowing. It radiates through axilla and loud S3 is present. The standing decreases the intensity. Squatting and hand grip exercises increases the intensity. Now we will see the description of murmur of mitral valve prolapse. The murmur of mitral valve prolapse is situated or located at apex. It is late systolic. It is crescendo. Mid systolic click is there. The Valsalva and standing increases the intensity. Squatting decreases the intensity. Now we will see the description or characteristic of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The murmur will be located at apex, lower left sternal border. It is mid systolic. S4 may be there, single S2 may be there. Valsalva and standing increases the intensity of the murmur. Squatting, passive leg rise and hand grip exercise decreases the intensity. This is about the description of the murmurs. A Valsalva maneuver decreases the filling of the right and left heart chambers and it reduces the intensity of the most of the murmurs except those associated with mitral valve prolapse and hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The standing will also increase the intensity of murmur of mitral valve prolapse and hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The squatting increases venous return and afterload, and therefore it increases most of the murmurs except related to mitral valve prolapse and hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Ask patient to do hand grip. It will increase heart rate and afterload and will augment the murmurs of mitral regurgitation and the stenosis. In patients with significant abnormalities found on the history, physical examination or ECG, we should further evaluate the patient by doing echocardiography. The AHA guidelines for echocardiography in symptomatic patients with cardiac murmur. There are class 1, class 2, class 1, class 2A and class 3. In class 1, the echocardiography is useful in asymptomatic patients with cardiac murmurs. These murmurs are diastolic murmur, continuous murmurs, late systolic murmurs, murmurs associated with ejection click, and those murmurs that radiates to neck or the back, and grade 3 or louder systolic murmurs. In these patients, echocardiography is useful. In class 2A, echocardiography is useful when murmurs are associated with abnormal physical findings on cardiac examination and murmurs are associated with abnormal electrocardiogram or chest radiograph. The echocardiography is useful. And class 3, echocardiography is not at all useful in asymptomatic patients with grade 2 or soft mid-systolic murmurs or murmurs they are innocent or functional murmurs. You are not necessary to do the echocardiography. Echocardiography is not useful. Thank you.